Okay, so if you're a Zelda fan, you know the lore is, well, it's a lot. For decades, it's been one of the most beloved and, yeah, most debated stories in all of gaming. We're talking this huge, sprawling epic, right? Heroes, goddesses, a curse that just keeps coming back through time. But what if I told you there's a theory that suggests a massive piece of that history has been hiding in plain sight this whole time? Let's get into it.
Seriously, could everything we think we know about the Zelda timeline just be wrong? I mean, think about the latest games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They're absolutely epic. But what if they don't actually fit anywhere in the official history? What if they're not a sequel to any story we know, but the result of one single forgotten moment that spun off an entirely new world?
All right, so this brings us to what I'm calling the broken official timeline. For years, right, ever since Breath of the Wild dropped, fans and lore experts have been trying to make it fit. It's like trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. We've tried to force this new Hyrule into the old timeline, but the more you look, the more you realize the pieces just don't connect. The legend has some serious cracks showing. So, this right here is the foundation we've all been working with for ages, the official Hyrule timeline. You know the one, right? From the Hyrule Historia book. It all splits after Ocarina of Time into these three different branches. You got the hero is defeated timeline, the hero returns to childhood timeline, and the hero vanishes timeline. And for a long, long time, this was basically gospel for Zelda fans. But then the Wild era happened. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom just blew everything up. And this is where it all gets kind of chaotic. I mean, look at the contradictions. You've got the Rito, the bird people, living right next to the Zora. But wait, the Rito are supposed to have evolved from the Zora after a massive flood, so they shouldn't exist at the same time. Then you have place names and ruins from totally different, mutually exclusive timelines. All just there, together. And the biggest one, the real kicker, Raru's founding of Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom, it just flat out doesn't line up with any version of history we've ever been told. It's impossible. So, yeah, the conclusion here is pretty unavoidable, isn't it? Trying to shove these games into one of those three branches, it's a total dead end. The evidence is screaming at us that we're not looking at a sequel. We've been looking for the split in the wrong place entirely. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. We have a new suspect for when time got all messed up. If it wasn't Ocarina of Time that created this new world, then what was it? Well, to figure that out, we have to go back, way, way back, to the very beginning of the entire legend. And this right here is the absolute heart of this whole theory. Think about it. In Ocarina of Time, Link's time travel created different futures, right? But in Skyward Sword, he did something way more profound. He went to the super distant past, beat the big bad Demon King Demise, and by doing that, he essentially created a brand new, clean, parallel version of history. And then, here's the crazy part, they just left. Link and Zelda went back to their own time and just abandoned that new past. They left it behind. So you gotta ask, what happens to a world like that? A timeline that's literally created by a hero and a goddess, who then just peace out and vanish from it forever. Well, this is where our theory really kicks into high gear. This is the origin story of that super mysterious civilization we've all been wondering about, the Zonai. Just try to imagine this. You've got this whole new past, and it's a completely unwritten book. Demise's curse is still out there, echoing through time, but there's no legendary hero destined to show up and fight it. There's no goddess Hylia watching over everyone from the sky. It's just a blank slate, a world that's been cut loose from that whole cycle of fate we've seen in every other game. So where did the Zonai come from? Well, this theory lays it out pretty neatly. Step 1, with no goddess to protect them, the people of Skyloft couldn't just float up there forever, right? So over thousands of years, their civilization starts to decline. Step 2, but they don't just die out. To survive, they adapt. They master amazing technology and magic, and eventually they evolve into the Zonai. And step 3, Rauru, a descendant of these people, comes back down to the surface to start a new Hyrule, sort of in memory of their old home. This totally explains where their mysterious, almost godlike technology comes from. It's just leftover tech from a super advanced, forgotten civilization. Okay, but hold on. I know what you're thinking. This raises a huge question. If this is the same world where the Skyward Sword hero beat Demise, then where was the Master Sword? It should have just been sitting in the sealed temple that whole time, right? So why did nobody, not even a super powerful guy like Rauru, have any clue what it was? And the answer, honestly, is so simple, it's kind of beautiful. Time. We're talking tens of thousands of years. Civilizations rose, they fell, the temple just crumbled to dust, the sword got buried. And its story? It just faded from actual history into nothing more than a myth. It was completely, totally forgotten. And that's exactly why when Zelda shows up in the past holding the Master Sword, nobody has a clue what it is. To them, it's just some weird sword from a future that doesn't even exist yet.
So, you see how it all starts to click into place? This abandoned timeline theory. It's not just about explaining the Zonai or the Master Sword. It goes deeper. It elegantly rewrites the fundamental rules of Hyrule itself.
Let's talk about the Triforce, for example. In this new world, you don't have that endless cycle of Link, Zelda, and Ganon fighting. So the whole struggle for the Triforce, it never even started. It never got shattered into 3 pieces. Instead, it stayed whole, this pure divine power that just got passed down through Zelda's sacred bloodline. And that's why the Zelda in this era can use its full power without running around collecting the pieces. It was already inside her family the whole time.
And of course, that brings us to Ganondorf. Now, the Ganondorf we see in Tears of the Kingdom, he's not just another reincarnation of the guy from Ocarina of Time. No, he's something way more primal. He is the very first, raw, terrifying manifestation of Demise's curse, in a world that has no hero ready to stop it. He's just pure, unchecked ambition and power. Okay, so all the logic, all the pieces, they fit. It's a really tight theory. But you know what? The most powerful part of this whole idea isn't about timelines or magic swords. It's about reframing the entire saga around what's really at its heart, the emotion. I mean, really think about it. In almost every other Zelda game, Link and Zelda are fulfilling some grand destiny, right? They're the hero and the princess, bound by duty. But in Skyward Sword, where this whole thing started, and then again in the Wild Era, where it seems to conclude, their connection is just different. It's so much more personal. It's not about destiny. It's about 2 souls bound by love. Just look at this number, 10,000 years. That is an insane amount of time. And that's how long Zelda waited, transformed into an immortal dragon, all alone up in the sky, guarding and healing the Master Sword. She didn't do it because some prophecy told her to. She did it because of a promise she made to the one person she loved.
So you see, when Link finally wakes up in this abandoned world, he's not just the hero of time showing up to fulfill a prophecy. No, this is so much more than that. This is one soul finally finding its other half across parallel universes and an ocean of time. It's not an arrangement of fate, it's a reunion.
So let's just pull this all together. What's the big takeaway here? It's that the Wild Era isn't a sequel, not really. It's a whole new myth, a legend born from an abandoned world. And the thing that drives it, the real force behind everything, isn't some grand destiny. It's love. And really, that's what this theory leaves us with. It takes this story we all thought we knew so well, and it completely transforms it. It stops being just a legend about courage and power and wisdom. It becomes a story about a promise kept across an impossible amount of time. Is this the ultimate love story? One so powerful it literally wrote itself across time itself? I'll leave you with that.